Okay, so this is going to be an extremely exciting video because in this video, I'm going to be going step by step on exactly how we've been able to cash collect $21,142 only halfway through the month. So we're halfway through the month right now. We're probably going to end the month at around $60,000 cash collected. And this is a massive jump because the month before this, in March, this offer only did $19,000 cash collected. And the month before that, in February, this offer only did $7,669 cash collected. And keep in mind, this number that you see on Fanbase isn't the full thing. This isn't including cryptocurrencies, wires, and other small payment processors that people just wanted to use, right? So all in all, on total, we had around $30,000 cash collected, and both of these months we didn't get any other payment processors. So massive, massive jump, right? It's gonna be a really good month, but I'm not making this video to flex on you and show you how well we're doing. I'm making this video to actually break down exactly what we're doing so you can actually copy us and achieve the same results for yourself. So let me just get my red pen out so I can break down the entire social media strategy that we're currently using to tactically get leads via Instagram Reels and Stories. So let's get straight into it. And the way that I'm kind of structuring this is I want you to be able to take the strategy that you see right here and instantly implement it for yourself. So this is what you should post over the next 6 days on your Instagram account to get a bunch more leads, get your appointments that are busy, and start booking a lot more appointments. Okay, so let's get straight into it. And also, before I actually get into it, if you need help implementing this strategy, if you need help with your funnel, if you need help with everything to do with monetizing your audience, you can book a call with me. First link in the description. It's actually with me, not some random closer, and I'll audit your entire business, tell you what you need to do, and we can speak about a potential partnership. But let's get straight into it. Now, on day number one, what you want to do is posting a story. The way that you do it, the way most people actually do it, is they just post their story sequences, right? You see the story sequence over here. They post their story sequence, and then they try to get leads. But that's not the way you do it. What we're doing with the strategy differently is we're building up and we're warming them up extremely, extremely well. And you're going to see it by the way that I actually plan this over here for my client. So I'm just going to give my client an example, right? Let me actually make my pen a little bit smaller. This way too big. So this is an example of a story. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, you can post something like this. If you're selling one-to-one coaching, you can just be like going over my strategy on, whatever. It could be trading, Airbnb, e-commerce, SMMA, whatever it could be, right? Going over my strategy with my students one-to-one, you talk about what you're doing and then not stopping till I see 100% success rate and no CTA over here. All we're doing is we're building it up. We're making it look like our mentorship is like the holy grail. It's like a really big thing. You actually care about your students. You know CTAs. It's not like a cash grab. We're just showing them that we actually care. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to start planning a YouTube video. Now you're probably like, why is this guy talking about YouTube? I thought we were speaking about Instagram views and stories. Well, what we're going to do here and what you're going to see later in the strategy is we're going to create videos specifically for your Instagram audience to further nurture your Instagram audience. Because when your Instagram audience is watching your, reels, stories, stuff like that, like they don't have that much content to consume. They're not going to get more than 3 minutes of consumable content. But with YouTube, you can post a 10-minute video and nurture these leads so much better. And that's the point. And this is why on day one, you're going to start planning a YouTube video. And the way that you want to do it is you want to build these right now. What's really working on YouTube, these raw and authentic videos, right? Speedrunning entire Dropify, dropshipping Shopify store. I show everything. This is one of my clients. This video made us a bunch of money. Usually he gets around 1,000 views. This got 8.3 thousand views in 7 days. And I'm pretty sure it's at 15,000 now, right? And it's been like 2 or 3 weeks. So you want to see what's working and start copying. I'll give you an example. If you're doing a trading offer, we can say like, start planning the video, speedrunning $1,000 profit. I show everything, right? That's how you want to do it. And like I said, like, for example, here with this video, you want to figure out why did it work, not just the title and thumbnail, like what was the structure of the video. So in this video, the idea is to have a very long raw recording of you making at least $1,000 in 30 minutes, right? And at least 30 minutes. So you want the video to be long. What actually worked here is having an extremely long video, right? So day one's pretty simple, just building a little bit of hype. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with too many things on day one. You just want to keep it simple, get the ball rolling. Then on day 2, we're pretty much doing the exact same stuff. So this is another story that I really liked from someone who posted. This isn't my client. This also isn't my client. I'm just giving you guys really good examples. So getting new couples started towards their financial goals. I love my job. Pretty much just saying the exact same stuff. But what you can say here is one-to-one call with my students to get them to 10K a month, right? And then adding a poll to pretty much get people to engage. After that, I mean, most of you guys probably know this guy, Nick Setting. He posted this: another 24K deal, 12K upfront, a golden fulfillment can replace any marketing strategy. And then, for example, here, like, you know, if you're selling a trading offer, another $10,000 profit trade only because I know my edge, right? Something like that, very simple stuff. And then again, going back to the nurturing process, you want to post an Instagram reel just to further nurture the audience. And here, what we're doing, the number one thing that I'm seeing in the info space right now is that proof is the number one thing. And, I was speaking to one of my buddies the other day, and we were speaking about breast scales. Obviously, most of you guys know breast scales, and he's doing between 4 and 500K a month cash collected with his offer right now, which is absolutely insane. And, we were really analyzing stuff and, beyond the landing pages, beyond all of that stuff, like what actually makes people click in the content and what's actually working right now in the info space. Well, what we realized is that it's proof, right? All people care about right now is proof because there's not enough proof in the market. This is why I'm starting one of my YouTube videos with, this, big piece of proof, right? Like I'm actually in Fanbasis. Like I can refresh this page and it's going to say the exact same number. Right, well, now it's going back to daily, but it's going to say the exact same number here. And that's the point, right? You want to give them proof. Okay. So this is the number one thing. Proof is working extremely well right now. This is why you want to show them proof. I'm actually taking one-on-one calls. I'm actually caring about helping my students. I'm actually getting results. You need to show them proof. This is what people care about right now. This is pretty much like the gap in the market right now. Again, when you're posting the reel, give them proof. Don't make it a random reel. Speak about your niche specific problems. Make niche content. Don't make something broad. Don't be like, here's how I dropped 10K at the shopping mall today. Be specific. Talk about your niche. Talk about the trading strategy that's working for you. Talk about the Shopify store theme that's, doing really well for you, that has a good conversion rate. You want to show them proof and you want to be niche specific. Right. Now, as you can see here, day 1 was a little bit, day 2 is a little bit more. And now today, this is where, you do a lot of work, right? So here, the first story that you're going to post is just lifestyle stuff, like really, really, really simple lifestyle stuff. You outside, you driving your car, you at the gym. Like you don't need to go to, I don't know, Louis Vuitton and spend a bunch of money. This is not what I mean by lifestyle stuff. What I mean by lifestyle stuff is literally just, simple stuff. Like whatever you're doing, just post it. If you're literally at your desk and you're working, just post that, right? Really simple stuff. And then here's the next story. We're hyping up our story sequence on the next day. So should I open some spots for, whatever the name of your, offer is? And then obviously you don't want to make it look like this. Like you want to customize it in the Instagram app. All I did here is pretty much show you what it would look like, right? So should I open up some spots for, the name of your program tomorrow? And then you can have, yes, I'm ready, or I'm already in. Because it's not going to be a good look if you have no. Like a bunch of people say no, right? And then you want to have a lifestyle image in the background. That's it. And then we're also nurturing people the day before, right? So we have lifestyle in the background, new YouTube videos live. My free content is better than 99% of guru courses. Like this is a little bit harsh. It depends on how old your audience is and how good of a relationship you have with your audience. That's what I would say here. So want to keep it extremely simple. Don't overcomplicate it, but you really need to it goes back to your market research. Like how much do you know about your market? You need to know how you want to be speaking to them. Do you want to be a little bit more playful? Do you want to even not really look at grammar because your audience is a little bit younger? Do you want to really hard focus on grammar because your audience is a little bit older and they'll notice that kind of stuff? So just be careful with what you say. Make sure that it's right to your audience, and then push a YouTube video around 10 minutes. Like you can't do something that's like an hour. Keep in mind, this is an Instagram audience, so 5 to 15 minutes, that's kind of the sweet spot. And then just give them a link, or you can even have DM me video to get it, and then your appointment setter sends them the video and then starts a conversation from there, or ask them later on, like a day later, like how they liked the video. And if they didn't watch the video, then the appointment setter is going to tell them to watch the video, and that's further nurturing them. And then also when we post the story sequence the next day, they're going to be like, what did you think of the new offer? Right? Starting conversations, super simple. But most of the heavy lifting this day is going to be actually creating the YouTube video, or you have the ideation done, you just need to film the video. So very simple stuff. YouTube video gets published and then you push it on your IG story. Simple stuff, right? Next, day four. Day four is pretty simple. The main heavy lifting of day four is the story sequence itself. So we're going to be posting a story again, going over, stuff with my one-on-one students like we spoke about before already, and just simple story. And this is kind of going to be leading up, because if the only thing you post is a story sequence, it may seem like, I mean, we've been A/B testing this. I can't tell you this for certain. We've still been A/B testing this, but usually what you want to do, you want to have some kind of lifestyle thing in front of the story sequence so your drop rate isn't that high. Next, with the story sequence, I don't want to give an example yet. I'm actually going to tell you exactly how you can create good story sequences at the end of this video. So once I'm done breaking down the rest of the strategy, at the end down here, we're going to be going a little bit more in depth on, what a good story sequence looks like. So stay tuned for that, because if you don't watch the rest of this, like the story sequence itself just isn't going to make sense. So don't skip to that part, keep watching, and then I'll break it down at the end so everything actually makes sense for you. And then again, we really want to nurture our IG audience. So another IG reel, this one can be a little bit more broad if you want, but I wouldn't have too many broad videos. The rule of thumb is like, let's say out of every 10 videos, you have 2 broad. All right, so let's say 2B. And the rest are 8 niche specific. But then again, like it depends on your goals, right? Like, do you want to be rich or do you want to be famous? If you want to be famous, then obviously you want to make a lot more broad content. But if you actually want to, get money into your bank account, you want to make a lot more niche specific content. So niche, right? It just really, again, goes back to your goals. So this is something that you just need to outline from the beginning, right? Then on day 5, simple stuff again. You want to maybe switch it up a little bit here. So day 5, here, for example, Nick did $4,500 profit on one of his Airbnbs. So just posting a simple student success win. And then the next thing here, for example, here, everyone inside, whatever your program's called, who actually used all the resources to their maximum efficiency will be making $10,000 a month in profit within the next 90 days. There isn't a single person you can talk to that will tell you they've had a bad experience with your coaching program, whatever it's called. This is what happens when you genuinely have a good product. And I'm not trying to flex here. Every guru and influencer should be saying this, but they're not, because their coaching or course is just a cash grab and they don't actually care about their students. You're never going to see me running insane promotions or anything like that, because I actually want to build something sustainable. Never focus on short-term money, always look long-term. Now, you don't need to have a lifestyle image here. It could also be something else. Like it doesn't need to be like a crazy lifestyle image here. But what you can also do is you can literally just have a background and just slap that text on, because our goal isn't just like, obviously you want to keep them active. You want to make sure that, not all you're doing is pushing promotions. You don't want everything to look too promo-like, but then also you're kind of just making yourself look like a better person when you're writing this down, right? So this is a good thing to say. You kind of want to say this like from time to time. We're just having a longer text. Again, this goes back to the nurturing process. This makes them know, like, and trust you more when they read this and they're like, okay, this actually seems pretty legit. But again, you can't just say this. You always need to be showing proof. Like, I can't stress this enough. Post a lot of student results. That's what people actually care about right now in 2025 in the info selling meta right now. I can't stress this enough. Just post results. That's all people care about, right? Okay, so this is simple stuff. Up until here, it's been simple. Now the last day, we're switching it up a little bit. So here, if you have a nice car, picture with your car. But this is like an actual like nice lifestyle stuff, like a jet, a yacht, a first class, business class, a nice car, whatever it could be. Or maybe you're just outside and you're in a nice area. Take a picture of it. If you have an old picture, you can use that too, right? And then whatever, just like simple text, but I would add some text here. Don't just keep it as like an image, okay? And then what we're going to be doing here is a Q&A. Q&As have been really effective on Instagram right now, but still don't overcomplicate it. Don't expect the craziest results from this. This is all like small 10, 20% wins, but this is actually something sustainable where you're just not spamming story sequences all the time. So small Q&A for everyone. Let this be 50% broad questions and 50% trading questions. Go in detail when responding, right? So like if you're doing a trading offer, then this is trading. If you're doing an ecom offer, then this is around ecom. But ideally 5 to 7 Qs. I wouldn't do any less than that, because otherwise it's just going to look like a promotion from the start. And then the last one's going to be or you should just type this in yourself and then respond to yourself. This is going to be like, how could I join, the name of the coaching program? And then you're going to say, it's a little bit trickier than usual right now. I'm not doing any crazy promotions right now to enroll tons of new students because I just want to focus on getting the current students insane results. With that being said, I'm only allowing around 10 people per month in. For everyone who's interested, swipe up with the word, whatever your CTA word is, to see if you qualify. Right, but keep in mind, this is the last slide, not the first slide, not the slide in the middle. It's the last slide. You don't want to do too many promos, because here's the issue that I see too many people making is they just post promotions all the time on their Instagram story, and then that gets people into the mindset of, oh, every time this guy posts, it's just a promotion, and you don't want that to ever happen to you, because that's how your audience dies. Right, but as promised, let's get into the actual story sequence itself. And again, if you guys need help implementing this, if you're creating content and you need help, if you need someone to actually manage your funnel, manage all your systems, someone to actually scale your offer up, then you know what you need to do. You need to book a call with me. First, link in the description. I'm going to review all your stuff and we're going to speak about a potential partnership, right? But let's get into the actual story sequence itself. So I actually have I don't see too many people doing it like this, right? Usually how you do it, and we're still following the usual story sequence framework, but we're switching it up a little bit. So usually first we have the hook, then after that we have the actual story itself, right? This is a separate story. So this is story 1, story 2 is the actual story itself, then story 3 is the actual proof. Like I said, guys, like proof is a very big thing right now. You want to be focusing on proof, and then 4 is the CTA itself. Okay, this is what it should look like. This is how it should be structured like. So let me actually just make it look nice here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But guys, this is where most people mess this up. This part of the story sequence, people usually do an okay job of, I'll be honest with you, but this is the number one takeaway that I want you to have from this video. Hook should not be more than 5 words, because like we say in the hook, we're actually trying to hook them in. The mistake I see so many people making, the first page of the story sequence is just a bunch of different words. I'm letting in only 15 people, limited time offer, all this kind of stuff. Never do that. Or, I mean, specific scenarios, but from all the stuff that we've tested, for all the hundreds of thousands of dollars that we've generated for our clients, it's never worked the best that way. What you want to do is you want to keep it very, very simple. So actually, let me type this out, because it's going to take way too long if I just write it with a marker. You want to be like, important announcement, right? This is what it's going to look like. Important announcement. And that's it. And then what you're also going to want to have is like an arrow. So you might want like an arrow. You can draw this on the Instagram app. And it's going to be like this. Obviously, like it's not going to, this isn't going to look that good, but you guys get the point. Important announcement. And then they're going to click, and then they're actually going to be hooked, which is the entire point of the hook itself. Then obviously we have the story itself. The story should usually be like, this is where you're kind of speaking about the pains, but this is the actual info of the program, of what you're selling. Right, so all the information they need, this needs to be here. How many people are you accepting? What kind of people are you accepting? How many spots do you have? What is, is there a specific discount? What's the guarantee? All these kinds of things, all of this stuff goes here into the actual story itself. Proof, testimonials. I'm just going to write tests. I'm just going to say testy, not to waste your time. But yeah, proof, just give them a bunch of proof. I'm telling you guys, the more proof you have, the easier it is to sell coaching in 2025. Proof is the number one thing you need to sell a bunch of coaching in 2025. And then CTA should be something very simple. But here's where a lot of people mess up too. They just say DM, I don't know, start. This is what most people do, and that's the end. Or they might say like, to apply, DM start. That's not the way you need to do it. You want to circle back to their pain points. So you want to be like, if you guys are actually serious about getting to, I'm just making this up on the spot, so it's not going to be that good. But I don't know. If you guys are actually serious about getting to $10,000 per month in 2025 with, I don't know, freelance brand scaling in the next 90 days, or, by June 15th, guaranteed, then DM me the word start. And then under that, you should be like, only looking for serious people, only 2 spots available. And that's it, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. Never make info scaling more complicated than it is, because at some point you're only hurting yourself, right, by making it more complicated. It's simple stuff. And this is kind of everything that you need to have as a fundamental knowledge to actually scale a high ticket offer on Instagram. Now, if you have any questions about the strategy, my Instagram is going to be left in the description. And if you want my help to actually implement this, as well as the landing page, sales process, market research, offer creation, product building, everything that you need to actually scale your offer so that you can just focus on the two main needle moving activities of the actual business, which is actually creating more content and helping your students, so that we have a bunch of proof to showcase, then book a call with me. First link in the description. And if you're already making over $10,000 per month, but you don't have the personal brand yet and you want to break into the info space, you can also book a call with me. Anyway, that's everything for this video. Hope this was valuable, and see you in the next one.